What's going on, guys? Gamer Dude back once again, bringing you some more informative gaming news. But before we begin, y'all know the routine, or at least I hope you do by now. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you smash that like button and drop me a subscribe, because it would just be your good deed of the day. Now then, getting right into it. I never like to say, I told you so, or I was right. Who am I kidding? I was right! I was totally right! Oh man, that felt good. That felt so good to say. So, it would appear that a standalone Harry Potter Quidditch game has been announced. And I said this in my last Hogwarts Legacy video. I said that possibly they were going to add Quidditch into Hogwarts Legacy as a DLC. Or perhaps they would just make a standalone game like they did back in the PS1, PS2 days with the Harry Potter Quidditch game. And I was totally right. I was on the nose. It's not very often I am completely right about something when I'm just speculating, but I was totally right. But now it would appear that with the announcement of this standalone Harry Potter game, because it is going to be a multiplayer thing. It's going to be an online multiplayer thing. But yeah, it would appear that with this standalone Harry Potter Quidditch game, Hogwarts Legacy may not get Quidditch added in at all, and they may just save it for the Hogwarts Legacy sequel, because no doubt Hogwarts Legacy is going to be getting a sequel. It's just inevitable, you know. Hogwarts Legacy was so good; it sold millions of copies within its first day. It's going to get a sequel, and Quidditch will most likely be included. But anyway, let's break down what I've discovered and talk about everything that has been announced. So, Warner Brothers has announced a standalone game based on the Harry Potter sport of Quidditch. It is currently in the works for consoles and PC. However, the console versions aren't yet fully confirmed. But it's safe to say that it's definitely coming to PC and consoles. You can probably be safe assuming the title will release for PlayStation consoles. However, the release date has not yet been confirmed because it's literally just been announced. Now, the title of the game will be Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. So that tells us that it's not actually within the Hogwarts Legacy version of this universe, you know, because Hogwarts Legacy is more based around the Fantastic Beasts side of things. So the fact that this one is called Harry Potter Quidditch Champions means it is directly tied to the modern day Harry Potter, hence in the name Harry Potter. It is currently being developed by Unbroken Studios. Now, the team of Unbroken Studios have released titles previously, such as a Battle Royale title called Fractured Lands, and it also lists itself as a co-developer of Suicide Squad's Kill the Justice League, which is once again just been delayed. Just bear with, I'm working on a video for that, but with everything I'm going through right now, I just haven't had the time. Anyway, Quidditch Champions will be a fast-paced, competitive multiplayer game featuring the world's, most iconic sport. According to a newly published FAQ, this game has already been in development for several years. It will entail you teaming up with your friends online to compete in matches, with your player being fully customizable, just like Hogwarts Legacy. However, due to its online nature, Quidditch Champions will require a constant online connection. Now, I'm not too fond of that idea. There's a lot of games that are pushing for that right now, you know, having a constant online connection, even just to play the story mode. And that just doesn't seem right, in my opinion, because right now, with the way everything is and how much everything's costing, you know, it's costing so much for food, it's costing so much for electricity, for rent, for bills. a lot of people don't actually have the money to pay for an internet connection anymore. It's something that is expected in every single household, and not everybody can afford it. Especially if you're on benefits in the UK or welfare in the US, you might not be able to afford it. It'll be a bad case of, well, do I want the internet this week, or do I want to eat? Or do I want to pay my rent this week, or do I want to go on the internet or eat? It's that kind of deal. I've been there. I know how it feels. So that's my point, and that's why I don't really agree with it. Anyway, because of this, of course, they have come out and said right off the bat, no single player content will be in this game. It will strictly be online only, and you will need an online connection just to play it. Now, traditionally, a game of Quidditch consists of 2 teams of 7 players. You've got a seeker, a keeper, 2 beaters, 3 chasers, and presuming the game stays faithful to this setup, we're probably looking at about 7v7 online bouts. Sign-ups for early playtests of the game are actually being taken on the game's official website, so do check that out if you fancy checking out the game a little early. Of course, Hogwarts Legacy recently released without any Quidditch content, as I mentioned, and now that this game has been announced, it's probably likely that Hogwarts Legacy won't get any Quidditch content at all. As I said, they'll probably now just save it for the sequel. It makes a lot of sense. I loved how in Hogwarts Legacy, Professor Black, the headmaster, Professor Black, made it clear right off the bat as soon as you got into the Great Hall that there was no Quidditch in this game. He was like, right, I'm banning Quidditch. There's no Quidditch. And it's like, right, well, yeah, rub that in our faces, why don't you? Just right off the bat, just before we've even started playing. It's like, right, no Quidditch, but you can still fly around on a broom. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we get to fly about on a broom, but there's nothing to do with it. There's no Quidditch. There's nothing to catch. So yeah, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. Even though in Hogwarts Legacy, as I was saying, you could obviously go to the Quidditch pitch and fly a broomstick, you can't actually compete in the matches. The closest thing you've got to a competitive game is that game in the main courtyard where you're pulling those things towards you for points. I forget the name of the game itself. It's been a couple of weeks since I played it. Not really had the time to play games, to be quite honest. But I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Quidditch Champions is perhaps the real reason why the sport didn't feature in Hogwarts Legacy. Maybe because they were saving it for this big reveal that, okay, Hogwarts Legacy is set here. This is going to be separate, and it's set here. So you've got Hogwarts Legacy set in the Fantastic Beasts world, and you've got the Quidditch portion set in the modern-day Harry Potter world, hence why it gets its Harry Potter Quidditch name. Now, of course, as I mentioned earlier, this isn't the first time a standalone Quidditch game has been produced either. The first game was on the PS2, and it was called Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. See, I couldn't remember the name of it before when I did the earlier video. But yeah, it was called Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup, and it was a standalone game separate from the Harry Potter universe games. But you still played as Harry Potter, and it was Quidditch. It was great. It was a perfect digital recreation of the sport on the PS2 in all its glory. So imagine that just massively upscaled for the PC and current gen consoles. I get the feeling it's going to look fantastic. Even though it's online, of course, you'll have to deal with lag and internet speeds and whatnot. But my point still stands. It's going to look absolutely magnificent. It's going to look beautiful. I mean, sure, it deletes the open world element that brings this game so much majesty and so much beauty, and the whole exploration is going to be gone as well because you're going to be limited to the Quidditch pitch. But I could live with that, because Quidditch was always really fun, especially in the older Harry Potter games when you got to play Quidditch. And I did play that Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup game on the PS2. It was extraordinarily fun to play, and I didn't mind, the lack of open world freedom, because I was too busy trying to find the Snitch. I was too busy trying to win the game, so it didn't really bother me all that much. So my point being, it's going to be worth it, but I think the hype for it will die off a lot quicker than the hype for Hogwarts Legacy, because there are still people, hundreds of thousands of people actually, still playing Hogwarts Legacy. However, there is one slight little hitch in this new Harry Potter game, and it's causing a lot of controversy. J.K. Rowling is involved in its development. Now, I'm guessing that is because it's in the title, Harry Potter. She owns Harry Potter. She is Harry Potter. Without her, we wouldn't have Harry Potter. Good old JK. In my opinion, she did nothing wrong, but that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go any further into the matter because YouTube will have a paddy at me and I don't want to be cancelled. But a lot of people are already boycotting it, saying, "Oh, it shouldn't be made. She's involved. I don't want anything to do with it." But the fact is, it's her. It's her universe. It's her world. She created it. So anybody who wants to build a story around this world has to look to her for input, or they have to pay her, or they have to involve her, or they have to put her name in the credits. Because it's hers, she owns it. They can't just cut her out of it and call it Barry Trotter or something like that, because then that's just a copyright. So they have to involve her, and no matter how many people boycott it, you can't really do anything. I've said what I need to say. It's hers. Deal with it. If you don't like it, just don't watch it or don't play it. It's simple. Stop trying to spoil it for everybody else that will enjoy it. That's my opinion on the matter. That's all I'm saying on it. But anyway, as I mentioned, you can sign up to get early access to this game for beta testing. I assume there'll be some kind of NDA agreement where you can't actually, live stream it or upload any gameplay footage or show anybody the footage. But still, it will be so worth testing out the game just to see what it's like in its early days, see if it's worth getting when it comes out, just to see if it's any fun, really. Because if it's no fun, then where's the fun in playing it? So my question to you guys is, will you be signing up to be in with a chance of playing it early? Will you be buying it when it comes out? Are you hyped for it? Are you excited for it? Of course, as always, let me know down in the comments below. So that's about all I could dig up regarding Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. Once again, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And of course, I do apologize for my lack of content, my lack of live streams. I've been going through a lot lately. As you guys know, at the start of this year, I had a pinched nerve in my spine. So that was causing pain throughout my entire body. So I couldn't even sit down, let alone play a video game. When that was healed and I got over that, I caught the mother of all colds, and I couldn't even finish a sentence without coughing, so I couldn't produce anything then. Then after I got over that, I got COVID. Just luck of the draw, I suppose. But yeah, I'm sure you all know how that works, so I couldn't produce anything. And then, when I got over that, I was informed that I was being evicted from my apartment because it got a new landlord and he's a douchebag and wants to kick me out. So, yeah, I'm having to go through the grueling process of house hunting. So, yeah. That's why I've not been able to produce anything in the way of content lately. So, I do apologise. Just bear with me. Once I get sorted out and everything's back to normal, I will be producing like normal. So yeah, that's it for this video then. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. You all know the routine by now, or at least I hope you do. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you smash that like button and drop me a subscribe, because it would just be your good deed of the day. So that being said then, this has been Gamer Dude. Happy gaming, and I will catch you all in the next one, guys.